So I am sitting here at my desk at 3 a.m. and my eyes are literally burning out of my skull. I have been staring at this screen for hours, trying to make sense of the latest General Hospital spoilers for Tuesday, April 7, and my brain is just absolute mush right now. But I have a deadline, and I have to get all these thoughts out before I pass out on my keyboard. Because the drama in Port Charles right now is just off the charts. It is explosive, it is messy, and it is exactly why I have been watching this soap for literally decades, just typing furiously trying to process all of this. Let's just dive right into the absolute train wreck that is Jen Sidwell and Sonny Corinthos. Because we need to talk about this funeral. Marco Rios is dead, and Jen Sidwell is grieving, which I get. I really do. Losing a child is the worst thing in the world. But Sidwell is directing all of his rage and all of his grief directly at Sonny. And it is so frustrating to watch because we all know the truth. We all know that Ross Cullum is the one who stabbed Marco in Alexis Davis's office. Cullum is the monster here. But Sidwell can't see past his own blind hatred for Sonny. So we have this scene at the church. Sonny actually shows up to Marco's funeral, which is a choice, a very bold choice. And he brings Rick Lansing with him. Rick is basically Sonny's shadow right now, his new favorite defense attorney, and Sonny is genuinely trying to be respectful. He tells Sidwell he is sorry for his loss. He assures Sidwell that he had absolutely nothing to do with Marco's death. But Sidwell is not having it. Not even a little bit. Sidwell looks Sonny dead in the eye and makes it perfectly clear that Sonny's days of getting away with everything are completely over. He doubles down on blaming the mob boss, and you can just feel the tension radiating off the screen. It is thick. It is dangerous, because Sidwell is a man with nothing left to lose right now, but Sonny is not just going to stand there and take it. Sonny never just takes it. So, Sonny fires back with a warning of his own. He basically tells Sidwell that while he has sympathy for his loss, he is absolutely not going to tolerate any retaliation for a crime he didn't commit. And you just know this is going to escalate. It is going to be open warfare in the streets of Port Charles, and innocent people are going to get caught in the crossfire. Just wild. And speaking of people getting caught in the crossfire, let's talk about Jordan Ashford and ADA Justine Turner. Because they bump into each other and it is just a whole mess of stress. Justine is practically vibrating with anxiety. She tells Jordan she is hoping a yoga class will help her relax because she just got completely smacked down by the WSB and their lawyers. Which makes total sense. The WSB is completely out of control right now. They dragged Jason Morgan away on a bogus warrant. Ross Cullum is running around acting like a dictator, and Justine is trying to navigate the legal nightmare of it all, so she is stressed. But then Jordan makes it worse, because Jordan fills Justine in on the massive drama that just erupted at Marco's funeral. Jordan tells her all about Sonny and Rick showing up, and Justine immediately starts to fret, which is totally understandable because Justine and Sonny had that little fling. That one-time hookup that definitely complicated things. She cares about him, even if she tries to hide it behind her professional ADA exterior, and Jordan admits that Sidwell is feeling more vengeful than ever. Jordan would know, because Jordan is working undercover for Sidwell right now, which is a whole other layer of anxiety. Jordan is playing with fire, and Justine knows that if Sidwell is out for blood, Sonny is in grave danger, and anyone close to Sonny is in danger too. It is just a ticking time bomb. But let's pivot for a second because I need to talk about the Ashford family drama, which is always exhausting. Stella Henry is back, and she is doing what Stella does best: meddling. Stella seeks out Portia Robinson because she has a favor to ask. And honestly, whenever Stella asks for a favor, you know it is going to come with strings attached. It is going to be complicated. Portia is already dealing with so much right now. The fallout of her marriage to Curtis, the pregnancy drama, the fact that Jordan might also be pregnant with Curtis's baby. It is a soap opera nightmare. So Portia might actually grant Stella's request, just to keep the peace, because Portia is exhausted too. But Isaiah Gannon is standing right there, and Isaiah has some serious reservations about whatever Stella is asking. Isaiah has been acting as Portia's protector lately. He sees how much pressure she is under. He knows about the massive secret that he is keeping for her, and he does not trust Stella's motives, which is smart, because Stella always has an agenda. And Isaiah is not afraid to speak his mind. He doesn't want Portia getting dragged into any more of Curtis's family drama, but Portia might just ignore him, because Portia has a bad habit of making terrible decisions when she is under pressure. So we will see how that plays out. But I am already stressed about it. And speaking of terrible decisions, let's talk about Jacinda Bracken. Because Jacinda is playing a very dangerous game right now. Jack Brennan has completely cornered her. He is pressuring her to get close to Charlotte Cassadine. He wants Jacinda to pry intel out of Charlotte so he can figure out where Valentine Cassadine is hiding. And Brennan is ruthless. He doesn't care who he uses. So Jacinda goes on a fishing expedition. She starts trying to get to know Charlotte better, testing the waters, trying to see if she can score some intel without looking too suspicious, which is just so gross. Using a teenager to get to her fugitive father, but Jacinda feels like she has no choice. But Jacinda is also dating Michael Corinthos, and Michael is not stupid. He might be annoying sometimes, but he is not stupid. So Jacinda eventually opens up to Michael about what is going on. She tells him about Brennan's proposition. She tells him that Brennan offered to make it worth Michael's while if she cooperates. He offered to give Michael some helpful info in exchange for her help. And immediately, alarm bells start going off in Michael's head. Because Michael knows exactly how dangerous the WSB is. He just watched his uncle Jason get dragged away in handcuffs by these people. He knows that Brennan is a shark. And he knows that Jacinda is swimming in waters that are way too deep for her. Michael is going to be so uneasy about this. He is going to want to protect Jacinda. But he also wants to protect his family, and he knows that getting involved with Brennan is a recipe for disaster. But Jacinda might not listen to him, because Jacinda has her own baggage, her own expensive luggage, as she calls it. And she might think she can outsmart Brennan, which is hilarious, because nobody outsmarts Jack Brennan, except maybe Carly, and Carly is the one hiding Valentine in her attic right now. The whole thing is just a massive web of lies, and it is all going to blow up in their faces so spectacularly. I can't wait, but I am also dreading it. And then we have Danny Morgan and Charlotte Cassadine. These poor kids, they have been through so much trauma. Danny is just completely broken right now. He just watched his dad get hauled away by the WSB. He knows Jason is facing federal charges. He knows Jason might never come home. And Danny is just struggling so hard. So he makes Charlotte his confidant. He spills all his guts to her. He tells her how much pain he is in, how scared he is, and Charlotte provides some comfort. She listens to him. She tries to be a good friend. But the irony of this is just suffocating. Because Charlotte is holding on to the biggest secret in Port Charles right now. Charlotte lives with Rocco Falconeri, and Rocco is the one who actually shot Ross Cullum. Rocco is the one who put the bullet in the WSB director's back. And Jason is taking the fall for it. Jason is sacrificing his own freedom, his own life to protect Rocco, and Charlotte knows this, or at least she suspects it heavily. She knows the truth is hiding right under Dante's roof. And she is sitting there comforting Danny, knowing that Danny's dad is rotting in a WSB black site because of her own stepbrother. It is just tragic. These kids are carrying the weight of the world on their shoulders, and it is going to break them. And finally, we have to talk about the Quartermain Mansion, because there is a tiny glimmer of hope in all this darkness. Brooklyn, Quartermain, and Harrison Chase are desperately waiting for news on their foster parent application. They want to bring baby Phoebe home, Delilah Wilson's baby. They have fallen completely in love with this little girl, and they just want to give her a safe home. But they had that massive disaster with the social worker. Wiley Corinthos walked in and asked what a hooker was, right in front of the lady, because he heard Olivia talking about Jacinda. It was a total nightmare. So they had to call in the big guns. They had to ask Congresswoman Willow Kane for help. Willow was supposed to be using her political influence to seal the deal, to smooth things over with child services. But on Tuesday, Willow is going to get pushy. She is going to push Chase on something, and it makes me wonder if there is a snag. Did something pop up in the file? Is Willow going to pressure Chase to explain some old police record or something? Or maybe she is just pushing him to accept that he is going to be a great dad, because Chase is always so hard on himself. He always thinks he is not good enough. Willow has all this power now, but she is also completely under Jen Sidwell's thumb. Sidwell blackmailed her into paralyzing Drew, so Willow is walking around playing the powerful congresswoman while secretly being a pawn for a mobster. It is such a wild dynamic. But right now, she is trying to do something good. She is trying to help Chase and Brooklyn, and they are just sitting there, chewing their fingernails, waiting to find out if they get to be parents. It is so emotional. I just want them to have this baby. They deserve something good after all the Bailey Lou trauma. So, yeah. That is what is happening on Tuesday. It is a lot. It is too much. My brain is fried. I need to sleep for a week. But I know I will be glued to my TV tomorrow because I have no self-control. The writing is just so clunky sometimes, but the soul of this show is what keeps me coming back. The history, the characters. I love them and I hate them. And I will never stop watching. Okay, I am done. Hitting publish and passing out now.